So, do you remember when we first met? And so we met at Jewel training, at Emerald training, and she found me kind of in the corner of the lobby, and she was just like, "Do you want to go?" Do you want to tell?
Well, Jen, like, Matt.
Oh my gosh, this is the best part of the story.
Oh, you also can't remember things, so that's fine.
Yes. I also forgot to register for this event. I was like, where do you always register me? Why was I registered?
Well, now she's got Roddy. Like, Roddy books all of her plane tickets. I don't have to do it anymore. No, so Krista Deary, another amazing dive member. So we all are at this Jewel training together, and Jen Leith is there. And she's like, yeah, you know, I really think, because Jen kind of adopted me and just took me under her wing. And she's like, I really think that you would love Alita. You guys should hang out. So she plans this amazing dinner for all of us, Krista, Jen, Alita, and I.
At the Hungarian meat house.
Yeah, I don't like meat. So, but anyways, so Jen ends up getting sick. And none of us have really met each other yet, so it's the most awkward dinner ever. We're all super, super nervous, like...
Well, and also, okay, coming to the restaurant, so Jen Leith and I decided to go get our hair done at the Dry Bar, which I've never been. Had you been yet? No, okay, we both have never been. And we were like trying to be big city, and so we go get our hair done, we go to eat. She's like, I don't feel real good. Do you think it's a salad? I'm like, I feel great. And it's Phoenix. They got sprinklers on the street going on. We get in the car. She gets violently ill. Violently ill. In the Uber.
Oh,
no. I'm not going to say this, but I'm trying to catch it. Someone on the wall. I'm like, no. And she's like, I'm violently ill all over the car. The Uber goes, oh no. And Jen goes, I'm so sorry. This is what's happening sometimes. Like, I'm just sick. Like, I don't even drink. Like, I'm not. And he's like, today was my first day. No joke. So we get to the lobby. She has to take my like little shawl thing I had, cover herself up, and go in. So needless to say, she's like, I can't go to dinner tonight. So you're gonna go meet with these girls you don't know. And I go to a meat house with a vegetarian.
Our entire relationship is stories like this. So anyway, the next day we were at Jewel training. It's very much like this, right? Like you're building belief, you're going through all these mindset issues. And Alita had just walked months before when her late husband had passed away, and we were talking about getting buy-in from your husbands. And so I saw her, like she got up and left and didn't come back to the next part of the training. And that night, there was a whole group of us. Have you ever been in those moments where you know that you need to go and you don't want to miss out on things, but you also really want to stay true to yourself and like go and hide in a corner someplace? And so I kind of just pulled her aside and I was like, hey, do you want to just go the two of us someplace? And so we ended up at this sushi bar. The rest is history. That night was hilarious, but it bonded us. And so we get back, and I asked her to go live on, I don't know if my team remembers this, but I asked her to go live on my team page, and she gets on the team page and she's like, yeah, isn't that Brie Coolidge? She's like an ox.
I did. I don't know why I said it. If you want to know it.
What is an ox? Like, what's an ox do? She's like, no, like, we're close.
She goes, what is an ox? She called me, she's like, an ox? I was like, I'm so sorry. I said never again.
Yeah, we had not really, I mean, we spent like hours together in Phoenix. It wasn't like we knew each other super, super well at that point. So right after she gets off
I
the
did say you
call,
work like an ox. I didn't really call you an ox.
we get off the call and she like, or off the live, and she called me. She's like, I'm so sorry. I've never called anybody that. And I just called you that. But it was a compliment. I meant it as a compliment. So anyway, now to why we're really here.
Yes.
I cannot imagine not having a running partner in this. There were times, and it's been amazing the way that God has bonded us, because there were times when I was really, really down and she was really up, right? And so I could call her and I could be really vulnerably honest with her. But one thing that has always stuck with me that she's always said is excuses sound best to the person that's giving them. Right? And so I would come up with things.
You're welcome.
But here's the thing that's really, really important. She never devalued what I was going through, right? She would listen to me. She would let me vent. But then she would also follow it up with, hey, you've got 5 minutes. You can cry, you can scream, you can do whatever you want in those 5 minutes. But at the end of that 5 minutes, we're gonna come up with a plan.
Yes.
And we're gonna move through it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want for every single one of you, right? You have to have those people in life. It can be somebody on your team. I think of Court and Christy on my team, they're sidelines. They do everything together. They push each other. They do calls in the morning together. They do IPAs together. You have to have those people that will build you up, lift you up, and keep you going. And if you don't have it yet, they could be sitting here in this room. Allow yourself to be really open to finding that person. And not every single person is going to be the best fit, right? So allow yourself to stay true to that, but make sure that you find someone that you can run with and do this with and celebrate with. Somebody that's going to be with you in the valleys and pull you to the mountains. Because when you get there, it is incredible. And we did that our entire journey. I don't know if you want to talk about that with Diamond.
I was kind of like listening to hear you say all these nice things about me. I was like, I'm gonna always invite her up to talk with me. Well, and that's the thing, every time we would rank up together, it was always within a month of each other, and we just kept on pace. And I think the thing with us is we were willing to challenge each other constantly. And so when she talks about the highs and the lows, she'd be up and I'd be down. And it was like, okay, let's go. And I'll never forget, she said to me, Sapphire is 40 orders away. 40 orders. Like, what does that even mean? I'm like, and I'm thinking, it's 40 orders, like I can't do it. And she's like, it's 40 orders. And she Excel spreadsheeted things for me because I don't do that. And I got to work, and it was just like we were able to bounce things off of each other. She's detailed to my completely chaotic, run with it personality. And so that's the thing too, is like find somebody who balances you out, who you feel like can challenge you and encourage you and keep you moving forward. I think that's always the key, is like, are you focused on moving forward? And I think that was always our journey, was we both saw Diamond for ourselves for different reasons. You don't have to have a tragic story, you don't have to have a crazy story to do this. You can do this because you simply decide to. She was just as passionate about hitting Diamond as I was. Mm-hmm. We're just as passionate about helping as many people as we can. We did training calls together, we did Zoom calls together, and so getting together and brainstorming with people while you're here. This container that you're sitting in, this room, is a multi-million-dollar container. Mm-hmm. Your $1 million asset that you've been looking for, that rock star you've been looking for, is right here.
Yeah.
Amen.
You need to utilize this space. Talk to the diamonds, talk to the sapphires, talk to the emeralds. There was no shame in my game. LaToya will remember, Tamara Holloway came down at our first leaders retreat and we were like crazy people. You need to talk and ask questions and utilize this container. Find your running partner. Find that person, when you look in their eyes, you're like, yeah, you're just as passionate as I am. Because who is committed to going diamond here? Okay, so if you're committed, look around, keep your hands up, stand up if you're committed to going diamond, and look around the room. These are your people who are committed. Connie, shoot, you found somebody.
The other thing that I want to remind you too, and I want you to, we're going to give you a couple of minutes to really think about this. Like attracts like, and misery loves company.
Right.
And so if you think on that person that you have, you're the sum of the 5 people that you're around the most. Who are you around the most? When you message somebody and you're like, man, I've had a really rough day. I don't think I have the time. Like, I don't have the time to jump on that call. Nobody had the time to jump on that call. But they made the time. They made it happen, right? We all have the same 24 hours. Oprah Winfrey, same 24 hours. It's what they've decided to do with that 24 hours that makes the difference. So if you right now have somebody in your life that you kind of think is like that running partner for you, and when you message them, you're like, yeah, I just didn't have time. Yeah, me neither. The kids were crazy. Like, I couldn't get on, I fell asleep, I had a headache. Or do they say, you know, find the time. Like, we are going to show up together. You can only give yourself so much grace before it becomes an excuse. Stop giving yourself grace. And I mean that. Yes, take the 5 minutes. Be upset, cry into the pillow. But then what are you going to do about it to make it a difference? If that's a goal that you have. And if you don't have that running partner right now, that's going to pick you up and carry you with them, you need to find them. Because there are going to be days where you don't feel like doing it. There are going to be days where you use every excuse in the book, and you need to have somebody that's going to call you out on your crap, right? So if you have that person in your mind, write their name down. If you don't, I want you to describe that person. Who are you looking for? Who do you want?
And read that list every day. Also find somebody who will take a business card and take pictures of strangers. Because here's the thing, is I remember Jennifer Lee did this contest one time, and she's like, take a business card and go take pictures with people so that you know that you're so you're sharing. It's getting out of your comfort zone. And that makes me think of Megan and Phil. Megan and Phil Milwaukee. And Phil, when Megan started, he was like, okay, you have to get out of the house every day and meet somebody new. And he was her accountability partner in pushing that and saying, okay, you've got to be accountable to this. Who is that accountability partner that, like Ree's saying, is like, discipline your disappointment. Disappointments happen, y'all, to everybody every single day. And sometimes those disappointments are huge, and sometimes those disappointments are small. And coming from someone who's done this married, not married, single mom, like 4 kids to 8 kids, baby, I've done this business pretty much almost every single way, is that disappointments come. So who is holding you accountable to helping you discipline that disappointment and challenge you to go to the next place? Who's ready to be challenged to that next place? You can raise your hands.
I think a really common question too that you have to start asking yourself, like, did you have a bad day or did you have a bad 5 minutes that you turned into a bad month, that you turned into a bad year, right?
Did one person turn their subscription off, or did everybody on my team turn it off? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
one person quitting, or is everybody quitting?
Can you guys give Alita